Don't forget, you can't. Oh no, the fizz is down. Too late, baby. Absolutely. Are you here all day?
What are you filming for?
YouTube.
What for YouTube?
Correct, not political.
What does that mean?
We're non-political and we're non-correct.
Well, no.
I like this one.
Yeah, well.
Okay, help me on four.
Right.
Help me on four.
So what are you doing here today, sir?
I'm celebrating the Queen's Jubilee.
Right. And what in particular about the 70 years that she's reigned are we celebrating? What's the most celebratory thing we should celebrate?
It will never happen in our lifetime again.
Not only in a lifetime, but ever. So for me, personally,
You think this is the end of the monarchy?
no, absolutely 100% no. What I think it is that the time that she served this country and this Commonwealth will never be mirrored ever again. Why? Because where she took over so young and she has lived through so much, she has guided us through that time. And therefore I feel privileged of actually serving underneath her of where she has been my monarchy.
Fair enough. And when you say she's guided us, how do you mean she's guided us?
So she has given all to serve the many. So she has sacrificed much of her lifestyle, like you and I are privileged of, to serve that of this nation and of the Commonwealth.
But her lifestyle is funded for by the British taxpayer.
She does a job, right?
Which is what I'm trying to get to.
She brings into this country more than she takes out. So therefore she has funding by the taxpayers' money, which she does a job of which brings in money into this nation.
But what about
And she
you?
earns a wage.
Does that mean Prince Andrew should then latch on and get his litigation case paid for by that?
Yet again, she paid for that out of her own money.
She did?
So her own money.
And
right?
how-
If you can prove otherwise, I'm
No,
quite happy to accept.
we'll work on your premise.
So therefore, right, the Queen, who is a landowner and
But this is what I'm getting onto.
privileged of assets of which she inherited.
Right,
No different from you and I. Okay?
bit different,
Why?
because they was running around with armies chopping people's heads off to accrue.
Was
get
that
it.
not a part of the time of the day? Was that not a part of the time of the day?
What, like
I'll take you
invading,
back to the Romans.
like invading
Take the
Iraq
Romans.
for oil? It's the same thing, isn't it?
No, that's the government. That wasn't the Queen.
What, but
the
everything the government does has to be ratified by the Queen.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No,
it
it
has
doesn't.
it. It does. It has to get the royal assent. Any
So
act in Parliament has to get
was
royal
you,
assent to make
as
it legal.
an individual of
legally
this
binding.
country, deceived the same as she was.
Not just what on the Iraq thing or the Jimmy Savile thing.
To be fair,
As a person,
I
absolutely not.
have served 25 years in the British military.
Right.
Right, and I absolutely 100% of serving in Iraq and Afghanistan and all the rest of it. Dude, right. Know that Tony Blair deceived not only just the public, the
But the
military
monarchy as
and the
well.
monarchy. Why is he not answering questions about?
What about Jimmy Savile though?
Okay, Jimmy Savile. I don't know him personally. I don't know the policies behind it. In the fact that I wasn't privileged of any information.
I can show you some.
Okay, do it.
If you go on to TikTok, do you know what he's been accused of?
Yeah.
You know what he's been accused
Yeah.
of? Right. So, no. But if you watch the video, it might help you get some sort of understanding as to my position.
Okay. What are you filming for?
YouTube.
What's your name on YouTube?
Correct, not political.
Correct, not political. Okay.
I don't know yet. Listen to what it said.
That is supposed to be me, Ernst. What did I ever do to you that you would draw that picture of me?
Everything.
Super times for all. No danger about it. In fact, let me tell you, if you don't work in a hospital, you really are missing something. In fact, you're missing everything.
This is a child, for perspective, this is a
Don't
child.
forget, I've got a photo sat on Jimmy Savile's lap as a child,
Yeah.
9 years old.
Mental,
Yeah.
that's proper mental, right? So this is the sort of demon sort of picture that the kid's drawn, yeah? And Jimmy Savile asked the child, what did I ever
Wearing
do
glasses.
to you? Yeah, that was so bad.
I haven't got
And he said everything. The child responds to Jimmy Savile saying everything.
Mate,
How old- when
Jimmy
was this?
Savile was a fucking absolute
Right.
This
is what I'm saying.
As a child, all we wanted to do is be on Jim or Fix
Yeah.
It. And we went
We were
on as
deceived the
kids.
same as
I
everybody else.
understand. I understand.
What
but-
do you understand?
I understand you was deceived, but I'm saying the people that was allowing that to happen.
No, hang on. Who's the people?
Prince Charles, fundamentally, I am arguing that
How do
Prince
you know
Charles
that?
knows the sort of
But then
behaviour.
How do you know that?
Because birds of a feather flock together.
Where's your proof?
But then as a
Birds of a
child,
You have to
flock
use
together.
discernment. You have to
What
use
the
discernment.
fuck?
How many
What the
vaccinations
fuck is that?
have you had?
Is-
How many vaccinations have you had?
What difference does that make?
Because we're on about discernment now. We've moved on. We've progressed in the conversation. We're on about discernment.
So you
you're
got
progressing the
yeah.
conversation.
So no
As a
proof
child,
of
I went
Yeah,
on
because I'm
Jim
talking
or
about
Fix It.
discernment
Prince
and what it
Charles-
means. I'm on
if you
about
have
what it means
proof-
to have
If
discernment.
you have proof that Prince Charles knew about that, I'm quite willing to look at it.
Okay,
and I would
amazing.
change my views.
Okay, sweet.
I
But what about?
wanted to be on Jim or Fix It as a child.
Right.
And we went on again, and then my best friend got on, and me and my sister didn't. And we applied. And we never got touched as kids.
Yeah, I think he likes
So-
disabled ones or something.
Exactly.
Right,
But,
so
no,
you-
but that's
Yeah, again, I don't.
You want evidence
I
for
do
that?
not. I do not condone what he
Well, I
did.
don't- I
Right.
don't
Right.
think that he didn't
But what
touch
I'm saying
kids.
to you is that you're trying to
Conflate.
twist it.
No.
Twist it. That the royal family knew about this.
I would argue they did, and I would argue that Diana knew about it, and
Prove
she was
it.
going to blow the. Well,
Prove it.
It's not about. This is what I'm
Prove
saying.
it.
We'll go back.
Absolutely prove it.
How many vaccinations have you had?
What difference does that make?
Because we're on about discernment and what it is to have such.
What, vaccinations for COVID?
Yeah.
Rubella.
No, COVID.
Yeah.
One that
COVID.
was synthesised in about 6 months flat. With a gene. With a
And I'm
two.
no different to what I've been for the last
Amazing.
12
Well,
months.
I pray that don't change. And what about you?
What about me?
How many jobs you had?
Why are you asking?
Because we're on about the discernment. I'm just trying to prove a point.
What's the
Because
point?
you're saying no, I don't have any proof, and I'm saying I don't need proof. I've got discernment.
What has that point got to do with the other?
Right, listen. Will you shake my hand?
What
Thank you very much for your time today, sir. I thoroughly appreciate it.
point are you trying to prove?
It doesn't matter. Thank you. Thank you.
If you can't prove your point,
That is the point.
what's the point?
The point. You won't answer the question. Quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I like
listen.
that. That's cool. Like, I
Right,
like to
but the
prove
point
a
is,
point.
you don't want to answer the question. It's not about the
I
debate.
will
You
answer
don't.
the question.
No,
I'll
you
answer the
have.
question.
You have. You said too, but I was asking this gentleman here. What
have
are you
to
filming?
answer
Because you look
the
like filming my
question.
chest.
Just film it and cut it out. What
Yeah,
are you
but
trying to prove?
Because it's about discernment. It's about discernment.
Discernment.
Yes.
Define discernment. Define it.
So I would say discernment is being able to see the truth for what it is. For what it is.
Did you have
So-
COVID?
Yeah, well, it's arguable. Like I
you
got
have
ill.
COVID?
I got ill at that time.
Did you have COVID?
I got ill at that time, but I didn't. I'm not going
Did
to
you
use.
have
I'm not going to
ill
use.
symptoms of COVID?
I had the flu-like symptoms. Yeah.
Okay, so you saying that you got COVID, yeah?
Not particularly, no, because I don't really. Has the genome been isolated? Has it been isolated? The virus has it been purified and isolated?
Right. So let's look at the facts, okay? So therefore there was a pandemic which was global,
Right.
and the proof of that was
And what about that they changed the definition of pandemic like 6 months prior to the whole thing happening? Whoever does that sort of
Who
thing.
does it?
changed that?
Whoever does
Who
it.
changed
changed
the
it?
Probably the World Health
definition of
Organisation.
so asking you, you're not answering.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Well, I told you. Probably
what
the
does
WHO.
pandemic mean?
Probably the World Health
What
Organisation.
does pandemic mean?
Well, it used to mean people die. Yeah.
What does pandemic mean?
But now it means that the virus is getting spread so much.
So if I Google pandemic
people die of it?
now, does it
Did
not
people
mean
die of it? Well, that's
a-
arguable and all.
A cause that
Why is it?
accentuates
Because of
for
the
a certain
stats,
amount
the
of time?
statistics.
Yes or no? Did they or didn't they?
You don't know what pandemic
Is it
means.
this? Is that proportionate? Are the measures imposed
Did
proportionate?
people die
You
from
don't
the
know
are
virus?
they-
what pandemic means.
I do.
What is the definition of
Definition of
pandemic?
a pandemic is when the virus is being spread around.
Okay, cool. That is not the definition.
Did people
What do
die
you
from
mean?
that?
What do you mean?
So pandemic is when something speeds at a specific rate.
All right.
That
But
people
it's got nothing to
would
do with people dying. It used to mean a certain amount of people would die.
No,
That's
it's
the
when it
fundamental
spreads at a
issue.
specific
You mean
rate.
insane?
No,
It means
no,
insane.
it's
It
changed.
still means that now.
It doesn't
So
mean that now.
that-
It doesn't mean
yes,
that now.
does.
It only means that
It
there's.
doesn't
It
mean-
only means that. What's the word for it? Not virility.
Velocity,
No.
maybe,
There's not velocity. What's the word? Where
But it doesn't mean
it
that
spreads.
it's
It's
not
highly
pandemic.
contagious. It's highly. What's it called? There's a word
But
for it.
regardless of, so even if COVID is still spreading at that velocity, and still being that
The point is,
consistent,
the point
it
is,
doesn't
it
mean
used
it's
to
not
mean,
pandemic.
it used to mean
it's not deadly.
it used to mean
And
people
it doesn't mean
died.
it's not
It used to mean
mediated. No, it doesn't.
it did.
No.
It did.
You're
It did
not
before
listening.
2019. It did.
It doesn't mean that people die from it. It means
No.
it spreads
Yes,
so fast
that's the thing.
that it concerns
Yes,
certain people.
yes. But
And it's still
it used to mean that
concerned
people died
with
though. But it
propaganda.
used to mean people died.
You don't listen.
No.
You've been
Do you know about the
good.
plague? Do you know about the plague?
Yes.
Right. Do you know?
You've been good at your job.
Do you know how many people died?
Probably fucking 100,000 and plus.
Right. But if
what
I
I'm
said
saying
something
to
like
you-
that to you, you'd sit there in hysterics laughing at me.
No,
That's why
I
I can't be involved in this conversation.
No,
And
you-
because my cameraman's
you
a
wouldn't
shit.
be
So
involved
thank you
in
very
this
much. Come on, mate.